Hey math lovers, Miss Amber here again. Today we're going to be talking about triangle congruence. Now sometimes a problem will ask you to prove that two triangles are congruent, and there's a few ways that we can actually do that. So you know that congruent means everything has to be the same. So if two triangles are congruent, that means all of their corresponding sides are going to be the same length, and all of their corresponding angles are going to be the same measure. But it's not always necessary to prove that all 6 of those parts are congruent in order to know that those triangles are congruent. Sometimes it's enough to prove only 3 parts are congruent, but they have to be 3 specific parts in the right order. So there's 5 different theorems or postulates that help us to figure that out. So the first one is side, side, side. For short, we call that SSS. So that just means if you can prove that all 3 pairs of corresponding sides are congruent, then you know that those triangles are congruent. So if their 3 sides are congruent, automatically their 3 corresponding angles will also be congruent. Another one that we have is angle side angle. So that's ASA. So notice the way that that's written. It has the side in between the 2 angles. It should look just like that in your triangles. So that means you're looking for 2 corresponding angles of your triangles to be congruent, and then the side that's connecting those angles, or the side that's in between those angles, to also be congruent. So remember, it has to be in the order that it's written, ASA. There's another one that people easily confuse with that, that's AAS. So notice the difference with AAS. The side's not in between the 2 angles, which means it's gonna look like that in your triangle as well. So now you're looking for still 2 pairs of corresponding congruent angles, but now the side that's gonna be congruent will not be in between those angles. It's gonna be one of the other 2 sides. Then we also have SAS. So that's side angle side. Notice there the angle is between the 2 sides. So again, it should look like that in your triangles. So that means you're looking for 2 pairs of corresponding sides to be congruent, and then where those 2 sides meet, that angle in between them, we call it an included angle, that angle should also be congruent. And last we have hypotenuse leg. That's HL. The only kind of triangle that has a hypotenuse is a right triangle. So that means that HL will only work with right triangles. So that right angle, that's the first part that you know is congruent in both of your triangles. The second and third parts are gonna be your hypotenuse and your leg. So if you can prove that both hypotenuses are congruent and 1 pair of legs, then you know that those 2 triangles are congruent. Hope that helps you understand triangle congruence. See you next time.